Hello and welcome back. I think we are live. Let me just check it on Twitter and on YouTube and on Twitch. Yep, we are live on all platforms. We are good to go. Great. So welcome back to my stream. I am Aditya Bansal. I'm a software engineer. And we are working currently on creating a water tracking widget for my Mac. I was inspired by PewDiePie's idea. He created a small device just for fun. And this is a fun project for me as well. I don't know anything about Swift. I don't know anything about Mac development, but I thought it would be a fun challenge to start. So I took something I was interested about. It was a new thing. So I chose that as the starting point for my streams. And that's what we are doing. My goal is to it was originally to develop the whole widget in a day, in a week, but now it is like, okay, we can complete it within 1 week or 2 weeks. It's not a strict deadline or anything that we have. So it's okay as long as we can complete it. We should uh, push it as far as possible. So that's my goal and nothing more than that. It's just fun. And let me share my screen, split it, and you can just go to the work mode. Okay, so this is the widget that we are working on. And currently, the whole widget is simple. We will have the total target amount, the current water consumption, it will increase in 0.1 steps. So 100 milliliters is equals to like 0.1 liters. And then we can just press a button to make it go up and minus in case we make some mistakes. And then maybe we'll have some text that says like good job or some other thing, anything like it can be changing based on the target you hit. So on 1 liter, it can say show a text, and then on 2, we can change it. And currently what we started with was that, let me just show. Now we know that we need a widget and we need an app and then in between those, we need a common shared data storage such that when we press a button on our widget, it updates it in the storage and then app is synced with it. And similarly, we can make the changes in a common place and they will reflect in both of these. So it's their way to communicate, and it the current progress that we have made and what I have realized is that all we need is 3 files. So all we need is 3 files. One is our main app entry point, which is our main Swift file. Second is our content view, which is our UI for the main app. And essentially, we are never going to use the main app. So I was thinking that maybe the second part can be avoided. Let's see if we can figure a way to remove this from the equation. Maybe it's adding unnecessary complexity and we don't need it. And the third part is our UI and logic for the widget. So these are the 3 things that we need. And this is going to be a app group that allows us to store the data in the user context. It's like a shared memory in Mac for all the apps and where you can store the data locally. This is our widget. This is our main target. This is what we want in the end. And then we have an app, which is essential for creating a widget. So yeah, our main thing is we need this. We will make this file, and UI and logic for the widget. We need this. We will try to remove this part. And the major issue, the major challenge that we have right now is that the widget keeps breaking whenever we uh, make any significant changes, and just, or when we uh, clean the build, like whenever I clean the build in Xcode, everything just breaks. And another thing that we need to figure out, so this was the main challenge, that it is breaking. And another thing that we want to figure out is, uh, let me just think. Yeah, so hot reloading, that we have not figured out yet. So what hot reloading is that the widget and the app should reflect the changes I make in Xcode. And this is basically like I want to run it in debug mode. And additionally, the third thing is figure out if console logging is possible with widgets. Because currently, what was happening is whenever I run the app, it is updating and putting things in console log as usual. But the widget itself, that whenever that is pressed, that is updating the state of the widget. It is updating the data in the app group, but it is not printing anything on the console log. So we will also have to check if we can do that. Let me just open up Xcode. I need to open that. So this is the most progress that we made. This was widget demo. We have the very simple main file that I was talking about. We need this. This just says like we have to run the content view inside it, and this is going to be the size. So this is very simple. I don't think there are any errors here. We have the content view. Let's read through this because this was working at one point. So I think this logic is correct. I just might have messed up some of the configurations that's causing the issues. So we are importing the Swift UI. We are importing the widget kit. In the content view, we have the view set to like, we have user defaults. User defaults is helping us store the data. And then we have the app group. This is like the shared app group that we have that is uh, allowing them to sync up. And then we have the state. I think the state, what state does is like it persisted, like it is not temporary, it is a persistent variable. It's water consumption. This is how we will manage everything. And inside the body, we have the view. This is the UI, that this text should be printed and its font should be this, padding should be this. And then we have a button, simple button, water consumption. And when that button is clicked, the water consumption goes up. So this variable goes up by 0.1%. User defaults are, I will mark this as understand what this line means. Then we have a simple console log, which is nothing to understand there. So if user defaults, in this, we are setting this. So whenever this is updated, we are setting this water consumption for key water consumption. Okay, for this key, we are setting this value. I think that should mean that only. And then widget center share reload all timelines. So I think this is what is triggering our widget center to be reloaded. So I will mark it as important. Uh, this leads to the widget being updated. And then there is a button, which is like simply, this is the button. This is explaining the UI part of this. On appear, water consumption is equals to, um, okay, by default, this should be, it should fetch the value from here. And then if it's not present, it should be 0. So initialization and default is equals to 0.0. This is what I understand from this. And then this is just the preview that we can run in Xcode. I can just also comment it. I don't think we need that necessarily. So this is the main thing. If we are updating something in the app, it should be updated in the widget. But what I want to know is, do we need that? Because our main logic should be here. We are importing widget kit, Swift UI, app intents. I don't know what app intents means. So understand this line. And then we have a provider. This is the timeline provider. We have the same user defaults. This is the shared data that we have. And then we have a placeholder function, widget, simple entry, widget placeholder called. Okay. And then return simple entry, date, and then water consumption. Let's see where this is being used. Understand where this is being used. Then we get a snapshot of in context, completion, water consumption. This we are getting the default value, widget, snapshot with water consumption, let entry, sample. So I think the main widget should have a main, but I don't see that. So let's see. This is our timeline provider, get timeline. So get snapshot. Simple entry. This is our data structure that is holding the data, both the date and water consumption. We have an entry dot provider dot entry. Provider dot entry should be something. Let's figure out what this means, because this is the provider. And is this what we're referring to? And then we have another variable. This is like what should be presented. Increment intent. Let's see where this is. Okay. Whenever this is clicked, we get the title. We perform this. We get the user defaults, and then we get the current consumption. Then we update it, and then we set it. So this is pretty simple. And then we get a print statement. We reload again all the widgets. So this should just refresh the widget. And then here we have widget demo widget. This is a simple widget. Kind, this is the body, static configuration, kind, provider. For each entry, we have widget demo widget entry view. So where is this coming from? This is the view. Container background, water consumption, stuff. Okay, so our main entry point, I will assume, is this. This is a structure. Everything is a structure. Or demo widget, demo. Widget demo widget should be our main structure, because that's the name of the file. So I'm assuming this is the whole widget. We are giving it a name, and then we have its body, and that we have some other things. And this is the next main file that we have. We have provider.entry. Then we have the view. We are incrementing this. And this is the provider we are using, which is like, can there be a problem in this part? maybe this water consumption is not being registered. What is this water consumption? That might also be an issue. So let's see. Simple entry. Okay, this is our data type. We are setting date to date and then water consumption to 00 by default. And then getting snapshot water consumption should be get this data and then let simple entry be the date and then this. And get timeline will be get the data, uh, update it like print it, then create the object, then timeline, and then completion timeline. Okay, let's try building it once. I am sure it's not going to work, but let's still try once. Okay, yeah, as expected, we have an error. I'm not sure why this is happening, so we'll have to figure that out. And currently, since we have learned this much about this, let's quit this folder, uh, close project, and we are going to go to Supergrok and use that to create a brand new app file for this. Let's bring waterfall. Okay, so new project, new app again. So let's try that. I want to create a simple water tracking widget for Mac or to be run locally for my personal use. I know it is supposed to have just three simple files that we need to focus on. Let's rephrase the query. I want to create a simple water tracking widget for my Mac to be run locally for my personal use. It will be a simple interactive counter with the text as just the number like 0.0 to 4.0, and then we will have two simple buttons, one for increment with the text plus inside it, and a button for decrement with the text minus inside it, and the change step should be 0.1. So each time the counter goes up by plus 0.1 or down by minus 0.1, uh, we can keep the file and project structure simple, as we will be using app group to share the data and sync up the widget and the app. We will need the main app file and the content view file for the app, and then we will just write a simple main widget file, and the data will be managed using the shared app group and user context. We don't need to change any configurations in info.ls or anything. Our main focus is just the widget, and we don't really need to focus on the app itself. Give me the correct contents for the three files to make this work without any errors. And the widget text should update on the interactions made on the widget made using the widget buttons. That's our main goal. We don't care too much about the app. We just want the widget to work correctly. And I think we should let Grok think and do deep search maybe, because we want it to be error free. We need to keep things simple. We want to keep things simple. No need to over complicate anything. Making it work is most important. Let's see. I think Grok will think for a long period of time right now. In the meantime, what I want to do is go to Xcode, create a new project. This is going to be next just a dummy project. And then in this, we have com.aditya as before. It's a dummy project. And the next is going to be on desktop as well. And create. So yeah, by default, this is the app that Xcode gives us. We don't need to see this right now. And then we need to uh, add a new package, target, widget kit, widget extension, next, dummy widget. This is all by default correct. So let's just leave it at that. Activate it. So now we have our dummy widget. And if we save it, build it, and run it, we get our default widget, which is this is the placeholder that we were looking earlier. So this is what placeholder means. This is what snapshot means. And this is the timeline, how it evolves. It's great. We also have small, medium, and large right now. So if I go and just change something in this, so maybe if I can, we have simple placeholder. We are creating a structure. We have a view, and then we have entry and everything. So yeah, the structure looks the same. This is, I guess, our content. This is our simple content view. This is the content view. And then we have the widget. So if I just replace this part, like let's copy this. Let's just stop this first. Okay, so we need the water tracker shared dot increment. So we'll go to hmm. Okay, so let's just build this. Let's revert this back to save this, close this, and let's close this project. We'll go to the new Xcode, to the new repository, make sure the naming and everything is correct. Uh, this is again going to be named water tracker. So let's just remove the previous file that we created such that we don't overlap anything with that. So let's just remove this. We have an app. We'll name it water tracker. This should be okay. Put it on desktop. Mm. Okay, so this is the setup step that we need to remember. That first, let's just add a target and we will name it water tracker widget. New target. Widget extension next. The scheme has been created for this. Choose activate to use the scheme, building and debugging. Okay. And then in the content view, I want to remove this. Yes, close this, shred it to only. We have content view. And in this, we'll add the second water tracking widget as a target. So that it works correctly. App group, enable the app group capability for both the app and the widget extension targets. So we'll go to here. Then we'll go to water tracker, signing, capability, app group. We'll add a new app group, which will be naming on the small water tracker. This should be okay. Let's refresh it. And then we'll do the same here. Make sure to select the correct group. And then this should be fine. So currently we have not changed any logic in the widgets or anything. Let's try building this once because I'm not sure if the app group is breaking everything. That might also be the case. So we need to make sure that that's not what's happening, and we can just run it. So that's not the cause of it breaking. Let's close this, pause this, and then we can go on updating the files. Let's just first add the, here we will have to change this. Just remember that. An example, I'll put my name. So we have a water tracker that is correct. It is incrementing, decrementing, review and everything. Save this. And then we have a second file, water app, Swift. We named it something else, but okay. Let's hope it works because I changed the name. So water tracker widget. So this water tracker is, I guess, coming from this content view. Yep, this is the class that we are using. We have it in the shared target, so that is correctly being registered here as well. And then water tracker dot shared. So I'm assuming, yeah, in the shared, we have a water tracker object, which I guess is referring to itself only. And then using that, we are changing the count, increment, and decrement. It's like sync, ideally. So we save this, and then I don't think there should be any other additional steps. We have changed this name, but I don't think that should be an issue. We have both of these targets correctly set. We have this and this correctly set. We have the group. Widget is not updating. Ensure that it is called after data changed and verify that it's included. Okay, so ideally this should work. Let's cross our fingers and just build it because that's how we find errors. And this is happening because we might have So let's just still grok what is happening. We currently have a slide issue, and did grok say we should put it in the bundle? No. So in the this file, we have the following contents, but then again in the file, just enter populous. We also have another main, which is solving issues. How should these files be updated to work correctly? Let's use deep think, let it think, then give us a proper response and rushing it and getting like more errors. That's like a better approach. Let's read it. We need to remove the unnecessary water entry. So as we thought, that was unnecessary in this file. We can just go and then widget. Let's just remove this part. Then we should be okay. Did we add something? No, we are not adding anything. Let's build it. So it built correctly. Now, hopefully when I run this, it will run correctly on the first try. Yeah, we have the very basic button, very basic widget working. Let's place this. Now we have an error naming. Please adopt container background API. Faced this before. This is not that big of an issue. Okay, I have made the changes and it is correctly showing up building and showing up in the simulator. But when I am placing the widget on the desktop, I am seeing this error. Please adopt container background API. Please adopt container background API. Which files do we need to update to fix this? I think this has to do something with the UI part. Let's drink water in the meantime. But I would say overall, this is good progress. We have buttons, we have text, we've reached this point before. So let's not get too excited. The file is complete. Let's just copy this and then let's just stop it. And then we can update this file, save it, and then build it again. Now, hopefully when we run this, The widget all automatically removed, and edit widget on tracker. Okay, so the widget is correctly showing up right now. One thing we might want to do is, instead of white, make it black. If we save it, put that update, reload, should we build it? It was not built while it's running. Let's stop it, save it, and then build it, then run it again. Yeah, so the widget is correctly displaying here right now. If I go here, we have the app as well. It's great. It's opening the app. I wanna directly use this, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. So stop it again, save it, it's there. Snapshot and everything. We have the timeline, reload it, minimize this. Currently we see the app. If I press increment here, it is incrementing there. If I decrement it here, it is decrementing there. And what I want to do is directly handle it from here. When I press plus, it should be updated without opening the app. Okay, so what's going to happening is that when I am clicking on the widget, it is uh, opening up the app itself, and then I have to make the increments from there onwards. What I want to do is to just click the buttons on the widget and not have to open or worry about the app. I don't care if we remove all the logic from the content view as well, as the only thing that should work correctly is widget. So we had another app that was widget demo that was we were working on yesterday. It had some files that were like content view. If I open this, it's good. It's not perfect. It still provide this to Grok. Maybe we can use some logic similar to this. Let's actually open up the widget file and then give this file. In the widget file, right now, current version as the above is has some issues, and then the content view file can also be updated sometime like this, but the correct version. So essentially the inspiration from the above files and update the logic on how increments and increments work and how the widget should behave without needing to open up the main app. Well, give me the new and new updated and improved three files. So we know the previous logic was better because it didn't require us to open the app up every time, which is like pretty bad. We don't want this, and this is also like very very slow. So that's also an issue. So just updated our main water tracker. This is maybe our content view. I guess it said this is unchanged. We'll still just paste this. And this also seems unchanged. Our main changes have been happening here, and it should work correctly. We'll have to remember to update the. I guess it was supposed to have something else. Let's see if it made the correct changes or not. Are we still using the shared increment? Yeah, we are still using the shared increment. Yep, this exists. It will remain unchanged. Let's go up and see what is the changes in the content view. Then should remain the same. So let's remove this content view. Also, like stop this. So this is our updated content view. Let's close this. Then we have our main watercolor app. Let's keep it the same. Then we have the main changes in our widget. We should improve it. And in this, do we need to change the group anywhere? I don't think so. We're currently not seeing any obvious errors. Let's try to build it. Build succeeded. Let's try to run it. It's again white. No problem with that. Let's try to just Stop it for a second. Can just make it black. And then build it again. And then run it. This is just a preview. I'll add the widget. And then hopefully when now I click on it, it updates correctly. Yes. And then it decrements correctly. That's also correct. It does not go below 0. That is also correct. So we have like achieved a major milestone. It is working correctly. If we see in previews, we don't see anything right now. Let's pause it for now. Close this. That's all the close this. Close this up. A few minor changes that I want to make is very basic, like color changes first. Is that uh, let's find blue, or maybe it will be default. So let's find the buttons. This button image minus circle plus dot circle. So yeah, we'll change the color for these two buttons. We want the increment to be green, decrement to be red. Let's do that minor change. Great. This is working perfectly. Now I just want to small incremental changes in the style. I want the increment button to be green and the decrement button to be red. Like the background of these buttons should be green and red and lower opacities, and the outline or the symbol and the border should be green and red at full opacity. In this change, and please don't change anything else. UI changes seem small, but they can also mess things up. So let's hope for this. And we'll make the changes manually if needed. We'll see. Copy everything. Ideally, we should not change like the whole file every time, but it's okay. I do that. Build it and then run it. Yeah, so we do have the correct green and blue button, green and red buttons now. And I also need to add some padding between those so that they are more far apart. And also that they are a little bit lower as think they are first of all too close and they are very close to the text itself. We'll make those changes. Uh, let's stop it for now. And maybe we can go up to 0.5 as well. Well, run. I think there should be an easier way to do this. Maybe I just don't know it yet. It's okay. No, it was it was better at 0.2 only. Maybe we can just remove this part. We don't need it. Yeah, that looks good. And it works as intended. So that's great. Now we still have a lot to do. We need to let's go back to the drawing board. As our original plan, we have achieved somewhat. Like we have the plus button, minus button. We have the basic functionality working. We can add simply just a text to indicate the total target. And then we're going to make it look prettier. And then maybe we can try to add a circular bar to track the progress and stuff. I'm gonna put it lower on the list. It's not that useful. So, and then we have to add the text, and then we should be, and then the major thing that we want to add is this. Automatically reset the progress every day on a simple button click. Uh, so ideally, every day the progress should reset to 0 and we have to start again. So let's do that. Let's first make the small change. Right, I want to make another small change such that in the text, we also show the daily. I want to make a few more small changes. Okay, more changes. Let's not call them small. Put that in the text. Uh, widget text. We also show the daily total target. So currently we have 0.0 in the text. I want it to be something like 0.0 out of 4.0 or 3.5. And the target can be hard coded in the source code for now. And the counter will update our 0.0 as usual. We are just so I think we don't need even need to use that. We just have the entry point specifier. So I can just add uh divide by 3.5, save it, build it. run it, and then this should show correctly. This is how it will look. And then we'll add the water tracker here. If we add it, it correctly updates that. Yep. So let's add some more logic to it because this was pretty easy. We can do it, no problem. Uh, Great. Now in this code, I want to make some more changes. Have, I currently have added a hard-coded DB target of 3 point, no, 3.5 liters, but we should make that a variable that can be configured as needed. And then we need to we need to add functionality to reset the water consumption at the end of each day or at the start of a new day back to 0.0, such that we can track the water consumption for each day without having to manually reset it somehow. So the so make the changes to reset the water counter at midnight and then update the total target to be a variable, and we can also later store all the information like uh, date, water consumption, swing, and target somewhere at the end of each day uh, before resetting the values, and this way we can track historic data as well, and but we'll worry about storing the historical data later. Just make the updates for resetting and enable target. Additionally, I want the buttons be a little more separated horizontally and be a little lower vertically apart from the, so make those UI changes. So let's save it. Let's see what happens. I like how Grok thinks through everything, and currently, like the deep search mode has provided us with good results. We needed some help, we needed some time, but like still, this is fast. Since because I didn't know anything about Swift UI, Xcode, or working with like Mac development, uh, even a little bit before starting this. So this is great progress, I would call. This is we are updating the water tracker in our content view. Maybe because the daily target, we also have to add it. And then this remains the same. And this is our another major change. We'll start with content view. We'll copy this. Let's pause whatever it's running. Content view. Make sure we keep our name correct. So let's delete this, and then let's delete this part, and this should be good. Okay, we will figure this out what this is, and then we'll copy this and paste this. And the content view, I am having some errors. And this part, um, I fix it. Do we even need it? So this is like daily target. We can enter the value. This is for that. Let's see. I'm not using the older version of Xcode. This is the correct version. It's the latest version. Yep. I'll just copy from here because this is causing issues. Okay, let me change this and this. Uh, let's try building it. Well, succeeded. Let's try running it. Okay, you can change it from here, I guess. 2, if I press 2, and maybe enter. Oh, it becomes 2, so that's great. Now if I click this, that updates correctly. If I go above 2, it's okay. It should still be going, which is 0, that's correct. So this is like basic functionality wise, it's great. Now let's see if we can make something, some like basic UI changes to make it look better. We should just keep it a title, process. I like the bigger text. Build it and run it. Yep, that text size is much better. And then for the gap between these, we have 20 right now. I can increase it to 30, but I guess it's okay. Vertically, we have this. Let's just do it to 30, 30, save it. And so what happens if we reload? Nothing. Should just, you have to again and again pause it and then build it and run it. I am sure there's like a better way. I have not figured that out yet. Yep. So it's looking good. Mm, I think the text is still a little bit smaller. It can be a little bit bigger. Now, it's just want to make some more basic UI changes. Or maybe should we go with the original idea that we can put a text below this? I don't think I would like the text. That seems like a bad idea now. I don't need any reminder. I just need to track like what's the current situation. We see what changes. Pause it. File. I want to add a circular progress bar around the text showing the current percentage out of the total target, and then the current water consumption text should be blue, light blue, and the complete ring for the progress bar should be gray, and the um, progress bar showing the current consumption should be light blue. So make these right changes and make the widget look prettier. Additionally, I want the buttons to be a little lower, but I don't want to push the text any uh, up any further up. So can we do that? Let's see what we get. So this is currently looking good. Initially, like I would say we are 90% there. We will build it, run it again. Another major thing that I want to check and make sure it works is just leave it there. I don't want to keep this running. I just want to build it, save it, and then just we can have a widget without keeping this running, without keeping the Xcode running, basically. That would be great. And then, yeah, this is also good. And this is unrelated now. So we should just focus on this. This is working correctly. Process, update the file, save it, build it, and run it. Okay, that's something. It's not what I thought, but it's something. That's for sure. Okay, let's revert those changes. I don't like that at all. Save this, build it, run it again. Hmm. I'll push the buttons a little bit inside. So let's make this 25. And then we have, can we bold it, save it, title. Okay, I don't really like how that looks. So I have we're going to change it. So back, let's just make the buttons a little bigger and let's symbols inside as well. And then just bold the widget text, and if possible, make it even slightly bigger, make these small changes, and only return the output. Good. Thinking. Having these points and like custom numbers, that will be good. Like I can change those pretty quickly. Hello, I didn't see the chat before. Hello, Bella, how are you? I have a problem with my phone. Oh, sorry I missed the chat, but hopefully she will see her again. It again. I do have to figure out like how to make streaming work better because currently I don't have my chat visible. I have to figure that out. Okay, so now we do have the code. It should update the UI properly. I don't think it should use the circle. Let's go to export and also let's go back to this view. Let's just update this whole thing, pause it, save it, build it, and run it. Okay, that's definitely something. That's very big. Now we can like configure it. Hopefully, it has given us some numbers. Yeah, spacing is a number, size is a number. So font is currently 30. I would say let's make it 24. And then for the buttons as well, let's make them 24, 24. I think that should be okay. We'll see if we like it or we want to change it again. Let's build it again, run it again. And that seems better. I should reduce the horizontal spacing a little bit. And maybe the size of the circles should go down to 18. Uh, Ideally, we move it in like the distance of 8, but I would be just eyeballing it for now. Build it, run it. Okay, that looks better. That looks great. So this is something like I can work with. We can increment it, we can decrement it. It's working correctly, which is great. Good news. We have a tracker, and hopefully, like we are mostly there. We are missing the original progress bar that I envisioned, but I don't think we can cramp it in here, and that would look great either. Some of the more changes that we can still make. Oh, hi. Hi, Bella. I am from India. Where are you from? Sorry, I have the chat on the side. I do have to figure that out. Sorry for that, and thank you for joining in. Yeah, so I can switch to this mode now. Let's configure something. Yeah, so this is the widget that I just created, and this is my first time developing with Swift UI, and I'm very proud of it that we were able to get this work. I started with Xcode brand new. Started with Swift UI brand new, and this was all done using Grok. Today, Grok was like working. Oh, great to know. Awesome. Great to know. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah, as I was just saying that this is the widget that has been in works. Grok helped me a lot. So the whole idea was that I wanted to start streaming, and this seemed like a good idea. I don't have a Discord. I'm an artist myself, so I'm not gonna ban you. I am an artist myself, so I am not gonna ban you. But I don't have. But I don't have a Discord. Um, I That's good to know that you're reaching out to people. That's great. Like keep that up. Currently, I don't need any such artwork or stuff, but good to know that you are available if I need something. Obviously, I know where to find you. Like I can look up your username from the chat. That's great. You're on the screen. But yeah, thank you for joining in. And this widget is almost complete. Like when we started 4 days ago. It was not. I was not sure like how Swift UI works. how widgets are interactable. I was intrigued by this reminder widget, and that led to one thing to another. And now we have a widget that we can update. I can track every time I drink like a liter of water. I can update it to just like one, and then like we can reduce it if I make some mistake. It does not go below zero as intended. And then at the end of each day, so at midnight, it will automatically reset to zero. We can go up to above two because you can obviously drink more water than your daily target. That's a good thing. So this is a very basic thing working. Another thing that in the future iterations of this that I would like to iterate on is let's go to Xcali. This was a bad, the text was not a good idea. We have removed that. Uh, this button is working. This button is working. The circle itself was not a good idea. We have removed the circle. And this text is working. So our final widget as of now looks very simple. We have a simple text, 0.0 out of 2.0. This 2.0 is also configurable. In the app, we can see that we can enter the target. We can change it to like 5 liters if we want. It changes dynamically here. Let me also put it right here. Let's resize it a little bit. And then we have a simple minus red button, which is like if we make a mistake, we can go down. And then we have a simple plus button, such that we can increment it in plus 0.1 liter iterations. In the future, in the next stream, what I want to do is make this particular text, only this part blue. Just for funsies, I want to try that one, see how that looks. So this will be like 0.0 in blue. Nothing major changes in that. Also, additionally, the another major thing is I want to run the widget. I want to keep the widget running. Like I want to keep the widget running without keeping Xcode open. So we might have to like build it and then save it as an app. I do have Twitter. I do have Twitter. It's let me share my Twitter ID with you. It's home profile. I also stream at X if you want. It's wait a second, let me see if it copied or not. It's AATITYA codes AI. So you can find me on Twitter and you can DM me there if you want. And I am also streaming there. So you could also reach out to me there. I don't have the chat from it there right now, and I will figure that out soon, but not right now. So feel free to reach out to me there on Twitter, and then you can show me your artwork there. I will just type that. Please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, and you can share your artwork there. I should just social Twitch and everything and share art there. So that would be great. And let me switch back to Xcali. So basically I will have to build this as an app and then save it and then add a widget and then this should be working and I would not have to keep Xcode running all the time, which would be great. So we have the rudimentary version of this working. Let me minimize this. We have this part. Let me make some minor changes. Let's hide the chat for now and start order. So now I would like to just go over briefly what we have created. Let's also open this here. I think I should just close it and rerun the build again such that we get a common view on both. Build it, run it. Minimize this. We have the app running. We have Prism. This. This. We can move this out of the way. Okay. So 4 days ago, I started to create this border tracking widget for myself on Mac. As I was inspired by PewDiePie to create this, and I had no idea how to start with Swift UI or with Xcode or how to develop widgets. But after 4 days of vibe coding, we have finally have a working widget. I can finally add milliliters of water in this. Uh, Let me just put it out of the way and so I'm trying to create a very short form content such that I can post it on YouTube. So bear with me, please. 4 days ago, I started the process of creating. Let's recap. And also put it here. So 4 days ago, I started the process of creating a water tracking widget. Uh, yes, if you buy anything, so I can show you my work. Yeah, you can share your work with me on Twitter and then I will take a look at it and that would be great. Yeah, please share your work with me on Twitter. I will check it out in a bit after the stream. So 4 days ago, So 4 days ago, I started the process of creating a water tracking widget for myself. I was inspired by PewDiePie because he created that device for himself that helped him track the water consumption every day. I was intrigued by that and I thought maybe I should create that for myself as well. So I thought what would be a better way than to just create it as a simple widget. I love widgets on my Mac. And now after 4 days of vibe coding, we finally have a working widget where I can add milliliters of water. So it increments in zero point 0.1 liters. So I can add 100 milliliters of water. And then if I make a mistake, it can go down. It automatically resets at midnight, which is great. I start every day with a zero point 0.0. And then we can also update the total target by entering whatever we want. So that is completely configurable, which is great. Now I am very proud of this and thank you. And that was it for today's stream. We have made significant progress in 4 days, which is great. Vibe coding has really come through. Grok is great. Like Grok helped us a lot. Super Grok especially. Uh, the deep search function is really awesome. It thinks through everything and then provides proper responses, which are correct in most of the times. It provides you working code, which you can like change a little bit as you need. Like by the end, we have a great product that I had in mind. This would not have been possible if I was coding traditionally. It would have been taken me a lot of time just to figure out like how to work with Swift UI, configure Xcode and set up everything. Ideally, if I was working at this much time of full dedication, this would have still taken me 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks to get to this point. But with vibe coding and with the help of Supergrok, I keep calling it vibe coding. It's like a cliche word now, but with the help of Grok and its intelligence, we have finally really we were able to reach this point in just 4 days. So thank you for joining in. Thank you for keeping up. If you're watching the replay of the live stream, it's been great talking to you all. Thank you, Bella, for joining, and see